quickly give us a case update for, of course, what we've been going through in the year. That's why a lot of people will say, maybe this year should be recorded 0 year because something came up and it's like there's a pause on activities all over the world. But it also depends on the way you look at it. COVID-19 came into this country sometime in February, and since then, the center has really not held for everyone, and including government. That's why officially the economy is in recession today. Some people even say it's already in depression. Well, whatever you think. Now we have from the NCDC new figures, for COVID-19 concerning people that have tested positive, to the pandemic. Now we have 397 new cases that have been confirmed. That's as at yesterday midnight, December 28, 2020. That has taken the total, number of positive cases so far to 84,811. 84,811. Out of which 71,357 people have been discharged. I've always been telling us these figures are not just figures. We are talking about human beings here. Unfortunately, we've lost 1,264 people. Now, for those who still doubt, the reality, of COVID, that so far we've recorded 1,264 deaths, COVID-19 related deaths. May God rest the soul of those that have left because of this pandemic. For us that are still living, we have to live responsibly. Please, I always say this, anywhere they discuss whether COVID-19 is real or not, please just walk away from that place, especially if you don't know your health status. A lot of us don't even know our health status. When was the last time anybody, gone to the hospital or a lab to do any kind of test? If you are not sick, you don't think you should be in that kind of environment. But we have a lot of organs in our body, especially as we grow older. Once you are 40 or you are crossing 50, you need to begin to, change some lifestyle and all that. But we never change. And we go around with these ailments that are there, breaking down our body system gradually. And when an opportunistic disease like COVID, comes close, then multiple organ damage will happen. And of course, the rest might be history. May God, guide us as we take care of our health this season. So that's the case update for COVID-19 for today, December 29, 2020. Before I round up on that, we have to also remind you that those protocols, are not just protocols from government. They are also guidelines just to make sure that we don't, just be careless. Washing of hands, observing social distancing, wearing your face mask, especially when you are in public places. And of course, there are other regulations. Some people say technically we are in another kind of lockdown, but I disagree. The government is just trying to restrict some things. So don't call it any lockdown. There will be movement, but you have to mind where you move to. If where you are going to will be crowded, please try as much as possible not to. I've seen a lot of people gathering at NIMC office, trying to get their NIN and some other things. Please, you can do that even by not getting to those offices. You just have to follow some things, on your phone so that you can avoid, of course. Much more later, we'll be talking about going to churches, at this time. At this point, let me quickly just introduce my guest. Today it's been a while that he was here. He was here during the lockdown period, and since then he's been very, very busy. Ladies and gentlemen, I have in the studio again the image maker of the Nigerian Police Force in Ogun State, PPRO, you love to call him, Abimbola Oyeyemi. Mr. Oyemi, welcome again to Fresh FM.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I have you on now. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, listener.
Yes, sir. It's been a while. I am aware how busy you've been trying to get your nut to come for the show, and well, the last time you were far away, I think somewhere in Enugu, for a seminar, and thank God for joining mercies again this morning. You have to come all the way from Osun. We really, really appreciate your time on this show. Now let's go straight to the business of the day. This year has been eventful for the entire world, not just for Nigeria, also for the Nigerian police. It's something that has never been experienced before. The pandemic came, the lockdown, you needed to observe, make sure that people abide by the regulations at that time. Burglary took place, looting, courtesan. Then in October, the EndSARS protest. Since that time, the center is yet to hold, for our nation. For us in Ogun State, perhaps we've been lucky. So let's talk about Ogun State. The EndSARS thing, the aftermath. After a lot of policemen virtually disappeared from the road, not because they didn't want to work, but because of what happened. So what have you done? What is the morale like now within the rank and file?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like you've rightly said, this year has been a very, very turbulent year.
Very unique.
Very, very unique. Somebody was even telling me that we only have 5 months in this year. So we have January, we have February, we have lockdown, we have EndSARS, and December.
And December, wow.
So, but we give glory to God despite all what's happened. And we thank God that Ogun State has not been having it so bad compared to other states. Despite our closeness to Lagos State, which is the epicenter of the whole hulabaloo of
the pandemic and the EndSARS.
Yes, we still have, we still are able to manage all those things with high sense of maturity. I want to give it to the good people of Ogun State because our community engagement actually worked for us. If not for the unfortunate incident that happened at Atanota, we wouldn't have recorded any casualty during the EndSARS protest. It's only that of Atanota where unfortunately we lost our DCO, who incidentally is even due for retirement by February.
Wow.
So he was hacked to death by some hoodlums. Aside from that, throughout Ogun State, we have the support of the people. We have some of our police stations that the people of those areas formed a sort of a human shield.
They defended the stations.
The station. The particular mention of Ibafo, Ota, Igbesa, Ajuwon, Agbado, the traditional rulers in all those states, all those places, they mobilized their subjects and they went to the station and they relocated their offices into those stations and they formed human shield around the station that if you want to burn down this station, come and burn us together. You have to kill all of us because this place is our home. All the policemen that are here, they are here on posting, and anytime they can still be posted out. So they didn't allow it. So all our traditional rulers in Ogun State, they did very, very wonderfully well. And Ogun State has the most effective PCRC in the country. Our Police Community Relations Committee, they are very, very effective, and they came out en masse during that period to appeal to people, to let some youth see the voice of reason, why things will not go the other way around. And all those things paid off for us, and we are able to secure most of our station. And, the initial plan of all those who staged the protest is not to destroy things
at all.
It's not to embark on. I can see some places where protesters are even giving policemen snacks, giving them water.
That happened under the bridge,
the bridge here
at
too.
the NNPC
But,
mega station.
You know, when something linger on for too long, that is the area where I faulted the whole thing, because by the time we have been able to be on the street for about 3, 4, 5 days, and government is already listening. We should have withdrawn that time and re-strategize and give government
some time to execute some of the promises.
But when you keep, definitely some people with another motive will definitely come in, and that is exactly what happened, and that is why the whole thing was hijacked, and they embarked on looting spree, burning, killing, and all sorts of things. But we thank God, in Ogun State, we don't have it all that bad. If you look at a place like Oyo State, where policemen were killed, burned, roasted, and eaten.
Yes. They lost about 6 policemen.
Yes, about 6 policemen. That shows that some people are they are animal in human skin, because I don't know,
savage.
Yes, I don't know how it would be for you to kill your fellow human being, burn him, and eating his flesh. It is as that openly. It is too bad. And a woman involved in that kind of
pregnant woman
involved in that kind of gory sin. So it is very, very unfortunate. But for Ogun State, we thank God, and we have moved on since that time, and our men, they are back on their duty. And so there are some hoodlums who have the belief that after all, police are no longer functioning like before. They tested our willpower, and we have showed them that we are firmly on our feet, and we are in control of the security situation of Ogun State. We've recorded a lot of achievements since then. We have arrested some kidnappers. We've arrested some robbers.
I was coming there because I'm just tracking back now, checking some of the updates.
Yes.
You know that I got from your office. November 2nd, for instance, November 2. There's this 31-year-old man who got into police net for killing his girlfriend.
Yes.
He was roundly arrested. And moving on, suspected ritual killer who escaped from Oyo State, nabbed in Ogun State.
Yes.
You know, that was another one. Of course, the other arrest that you made, 2 arrested running away with company motorcycle and goods.
Yes.
And that told me that away from what has been happening in Oyo State, because Oyo State happened to be that state where, of course, Lagos State has also, the police are in control in Lagos too. They are back on the road, but in Oyo State we've not been having that, such that everybody is afraid of what might happen next. But the morale now is the issue.
Yes.
Is it still much of an issue for you in Ogun State? Because people still believe that the police can still come out more in some other areas, maybe not in the state capital, because now visibility is more.
Yes.
But on the highways, people still travel without seeing your men the way they should see them.
Yes. The morale issue is no longer an issue now, because the Inspector General of Police moved around the whole state of the
came
Federation
about 3 weeks ago
to boost the morale of our men, and he has encouraged us. And in Ogun State, we have a good and listening Commissioner of Police, who himself has moved around the whole state to encourage the men, and he has never stopped doing that. Every morning, from day in, day out, we have our own way of communicating our men. And the issue of police visibility, we have more police visibility across the state now.
Okay.
The reason why you are observing that the highway, maybe they are not seeing the policemen. No, it's not that they are not seeing the policemen are on the highway. But we should not allow them, we should not encourage them to be constituting a sort of a traffic gridlock. You know, people will
not setting roadblocks.
Yes, not setting roadblocks. You know, people will be traveling this time around from different parts of the country. Some of our highways here in Ogun State, they are very, very unique. Like Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is one of the busiest roads in the entire country.
In Africa,
so
some people said.
We cannot avoid a situation where some policemen will be there in the name of checking or doing this, that they will now constitute a sort of a traffic jam.
Another issue will start.
We start. So what we put in place is periodic and constant patrol.
That's the strategy.
The strategy. So people, you'll be seeing policemen patrolling from one place to the other, so that the people traveling across the length and breadth of the state will feel at home. They will be safe. So that is why we have not recorded any issue of a robbery along the highway or anything of such nature since the beginning of the festive period. And the joint security in Ogun State, all the security agencies in Ogun State, they met recently. We even issued a statement to that effect. And they have all resolved that Ogun State will never be a place for any hoodlums to hibernate. And we are going to make sure that is exactly what we are.
You did that with the man who ran away from Oyo State, and he was picked up here.
Even the one that stole a vehicle, he was given a vehicle to wash in Lagos.
In Lagos,
and he ran away with it. He was arrested here before he escaped to Oyo State. He was arrested right here in Ogun State.
Well, thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard Mr. Oyemi. Morale has gone back to what it used to be within the rank and file of the police in Ogun State, and that's why, in spite of the all the things we've seen, the aftermath of the NSAS, they've still been able to do some things. They made, very vital arrests on high-profile, crimes, and today Ogun State is still safer than most of the other areas, that we get a lot of bad stories from. Now, Mr. Oyemi, let's track back a bit. Last week, I was on this show. We were to discuss COVID-19 and the restrictions and all those things. And a call came through. I had to stop the program to begin to ask questions. If anybody was where that thing was happening, custom officers and soldiers in Ayetoro, Yewa North local government area, shooting sporadically. We heard that 5 people died, 10 people died, so many people injured. I had to put a call through to you, even though you didn't have to speak, on air. But you confirmed that just one person died. Now, since then, we've not heard anything from there. What is the situation now? How many people actually died in the incident that happened, Ayetoro last week?
Well, either one people or two people, life is very, very sacrosanct. And life is sacred, and if somebody lost his life, we should try to sympathize with the family. Of the person. Though we lost one person, not 3, not 5, as people are insinuating. And I want to appeal to members of the public that when incidents like this happen, we should not escalate it by giving vigor. So some people who are they've never even been to Ayetoro before. They will be giving you casualty figure.
Everybody is a reporter now.
Honestly, the social media has turned everybody to emergency journalists.
Citizen journalists.
So people will just sit down in the corner of their room and they will be giving figures. They will say, 20 people have died, 17 people have died. At the end of the day, you might even go there, nobody died. In the case of Ayetoro, one person died and some were injured. But the injury is not that pronounced, and the situation has been brought under control, and investigation is ongoing. From
what you gathered, from your preliminary investigation, what led to the shootings and the killing?
Yes, I think it has to do with the issue of smuggling. Some smugglers, they entered into the town with about, according to the report from there, about 6 vehicles loaded with rice. Each of the vehicles carried about 100 bags of rice.
That's about 600 bags.
So the custom want to impound those things because they are contraband.
That's right.
So, and it has to be impounded. So why they want to seize those goods? you know, the owner of the good, those who smuggle it,
there will be resistance.
There will be resistance. While they are resisting, there is an attack on the custom men, and one of them was injured. I think that is what led to the shooting that led to the eventual death of one of those people. So at the end of the day, because there was reinforcement from custom, from the military, and the police to quell the situation, and the situation was brought under control. But investigation is still ongoing.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, that's the update for those of you who have been sending me messages that you really do not know how the matter ended in Ayetoro since the end of the program, because for 1 hour after the program that day, I was still getting a lot of messages, but I was not there. I also tried to use my own journalistic strategies to get information. Of course, one of the things I did was just to get across to the PPRO, who confirmed before we left, this program that day, that one person, died. You want to follow us on this show? Maybe you are not listening via terrestrial. You can also tweet at us and follow us at Fresh FM Abeokuta. On Facebook, you can watch and share Facebook Live at Fresh FM Live. Like us there, and of course, you continue to enjoy quality programs and programming. Of course, on YouTube, you can watch on demand our program and subscribe to our channel at Fresh FM Abeokuta. That's on YouTube at Fresh FM Abeokuta. Same for the Instagram, where you can also reach out to us. For Facebook Live, of course, we are live there now, and you can send your comment. And I'm getting a comment from one Kehinde or Derinde. Good program, interesting and very educative. Thank you. I appreciate you, Mr. Oyemi. You are doing a great job in the state, honestly. But sir, please, Ifo area in Ogun State still needs more focused because of high rate of small boys, including cultism. Who are these small boys in Ifo?
Yes, I think the person is right, because if you look at what happened during the lockdown, the whole problem emanated from Ifo.
Okay.
When some rival court groups
attacked
each other, and one of them was killed, the other two want to retaliate. And eventually, we have a very hard-working DPO in Ifo. A very hard-working DPO. Every time you will be hearing his voice on our base radio in the morning, in the night. I wonder the time when he used to sleep.
Wow.
Eventually, we are able to comb the whole Ifo that time, and we arrested about 150 of these hoodlums. We paraded them right in Ifo there, with all those arms and ammunition recovered from them, including the one that caused the whole problem. Is very small boy of 22 years, who hacked another person to death. That was what triggered the problem in that axis. But we still need to appeal to parents, because all these boys of 16, 17, 18, 20,
they are from some homes.
They are from some homes. And some parents they don't even care about the well-being of their children. They don't know where they are sleeping. They don't even know the type of peer group they are keeping. They don't know anything about their welfare. Their own is, my child has gone out, he has come back. They don't know where he
went to.
So, and being a parent is gone far more beyond that. If you have children, you cannot even tell somebody that this is where my child will be at this particular time. I think it's an act of parental irresponsibility. So if every parent takes out of their homes, the police will have little works to do. And some of these children too, they are product of broken home. I'm telling you that 75% of all these criminals that we see around, they are product of broken home. That is why parents need to take cognizance of the well-being of their children. You do not just leave them.
Of course, it should start from the home, so that we complain less about what government is not doing. Before you marry that woman, you said I love you to her. Before you marry that man, you said I love you. If you must get separated, think about the children that will be in the middle, and at the end of the day, they won't have the care that they should have. That's why we are talking about cultism today. Cultism used to be just in the universities, polytechnic, colleges of education. Now, we have cultism in our street to street. They have different names. I don't want to promote their names here. I know those names, but please, as parents, let us be more responsible. The program is still Vigilante on Fresh 107.9 FM, Abeokuta. When we return, I will take a few calls, and of course, we'll come back to Mr. Oyemi and talk about the COVID-19 restrictions in Ogun State and how they plan to enforce these restrictions from government. Stay with us.
Ọkọ mi, ṣé bọ́ọ̀sì yìí ti kún ṣá? Ṣẹ́yìn awakọ̀ ló jókòó sí? Ó yá pé nọ́mbà ọkọ̀ yẹn fún mi.
Màámi, ẹ má ṣe yọnu.
Dá mi lóhùn o jàre. Ó dá tí ẹ ṣe fídíò kọ̀ pàápàá kí n rá awakọ̀ yín ọ̀hún.
Kò lè tó yẹn màámi. Ṣùgbọ́n o màámi, ẹ̀yin náà má ti mọ bó ṣe lọ gan ni kẹ̀. Fídíò call kẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kẹ́, àtìgbà tí mo ti bọ́ sórí òpó ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ Airtel ni mo ti ń gba dátà lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ nígbàkúgbà tí ń bá rówó ìpè tí pè mí nílẹ̀ yìí àti sókè òkun sì ti di kọ́bọ̀ mọ́kànlá péré fún ìṣẹ́jú àáyá kan.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, máa bọ̀ lórí òpó ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ Airtel lónìí kí wọn náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbádùn gbogbo ìpè rẹ ní kọ́bọ̀ mọ́kànlá fún ìṣẹ́jú àáyá kan pẹ̀lú dátà ọ̀fẹ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà tó bá ra owó ìpè. Wàá sì tún gbádùn ìlọ́po méjì dátà fún oṣù mẹ́ta lórí àtẹ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ tó ní agbára 4G tó gbòòrò jùlọ. Ó ní ìlànà àti òfin o.
Wọ́n sọ fún awakọ̀ yẹn kó ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ jàre.
Màámi,
Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's still Vigilante on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Now you can begin to send in your comments and your calls. Before then, let me go back to Facebook. Aziz Adenekon, I'm getting you, sir. My boss and my mentor. Who is he talking to there? May Almighty Allah will continue to guide you, and God bless you, sir. Wabilai Taufik from Ashiripo Allah.
Okay.
Adigbe, okay, from Adigbe Abeokuta. I think he was referring to you. Maybe you are his mentor. Okay, thank you very much, Aziz Adenekon, for that comment. Now, you can begin to call us now. I'll take a few calls and we'll talk about COVID-19 restrictions and enforcement. 081-5432-1079, 081-5432-1079, or 0818 111-1079, 0818-111-1079. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I greet our guys too. I greet you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, Folan from Shagawile.
Okay, welcome to the show.
I just want to have my own little comment on this court claim thing. Because I could remember vividly when I'm seeing an institution then, we always believe that, okay, it's only an institution that has this there.
Hello?
One thing I noticed now is that this thing is spreading. It is spreading. It's over-spreading that even in the street, you can just pick them, you understand, in different angles. But I also want to advise we parents that we can do this thing together. By what? By taking good care of these kids. Don't let them say, okay, this is paper or milk. Both of them, they do it now. So apparently, we need to do more to our kids because this thing is becoming something else. By seeing them in the street, one day, there is a particular day, I was going in the afternoon, daylight. You see them with axes. This is so bad. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Well, from Ishagao, really. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Mr. Ahmed calling from Songo model.
Mr. Ahmed from Songo.
Yes, Ijoko Songo.
Ijoko, okay.
I'm out to Fresh FM.
Yes, please.
All right. The angle I want us to be sincere over. Are you with me, sir?
Yes, please.
Is on the area of extortion. Because the reality is that the police haven't stopped from extorting members of the public. And this always brings up breach of trust.
Hello, Mr. Ahmed.
Hello?
Have you been extorted by a policeman lately?
Yes.
Where? What happened? Tell us what happened, because the PPR. Hello, Mr. Ahmed. I don't just want us to drop.
Let me give you.
Hold on. You hold on, Mr. Ahmed. Hold on.
Okay.
I will allow you to speak. I'm telling you that the PPRO is here. Don't just drop allegations. Give us facts and figures. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let me give you facts and figures.
Good.
At Ilewe, there's this police station at Ilewe.
Okay.
That's my route all the time.
All right.
The policemen there have their representatives. Sometimes they are in uniform, sometimes they are not.
Okay.
Every bus is flying through that road that is painted Lagos color.
Okay.
They do collect money from them.
Okay.
Not once. If you go there now, they are there doing it.
All right.
Are you with me?
Okay.
So, and at every of our stations, most times where we have issues to resolve, if you are not in there to drop something, to buy pen, to buy other things,
You want to resolve issues.
assuring you, they will tell you your case is left behind.
Okay.
That's the fact. So let the
Okay.
people, let them do their research. Let them pick up some people to.
Are you a commercial bus driver?
I'm not a commercial bus driver.
Oh, okay,
But I'm
okay.
a young businessman. I'm an
All right.
entrepreneur.
All right. Thank you very much for your call. Thank you so much. Well, the PPRO.
Yes.
I think you got that.
Yes, I got it. And I want to categorically state here that we are not saying there is no extortion. No.
Good.
We are not saying that. And we are not telling you that the police, the Nigerian policemen are the collection of angels.
They are angels.
But most of this extortion, most of this corruption we are talking about is being influenced by members of the public. How do I mean? When you reported the case at the police station, the person that was arrested knows quite well that he committed an offense, and the police are ready to take him to court. He will be the one.
You want to quickly settle?
Yes, he will be the one that will be asking, Oga, what do you think we can do?
What can we do now?
When you are asking a policeman, what do we do now? When you know your case is supposed to go to court, what you are asking him is, how much will I bring? That is the meaning. And when you are applying road as a commercial driver or whatever, you will see that all these complaints, you hardly had it from any commercial driver. You know the reason? Majority of them have renewed their paper last since 2015. And when police stopped, yes, they quickly believe that let's settle this policeman.
In fact, the passengers will tell them, please settle these people now.
Thank you very much. Are we not encouraging it?
All right. Let me pick one more call. Hello, good morning. Hello. Please turn down the volume on your radio.
Good morning, PPRO.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Samson Akindele. My name is Honorable Lanre Jaji.
Okay.
Naruji is calling from the People's Parliament in Abeokuta.
All right.
But let me still just commend you people to the Nigerian Police Force of Ogun State for still doing a wonderful job. I'm sure you can easily improve on that. But the way I just see things is that we need to really help the police so that the police can even help us by making sure that we give information about young folks getting themselves involved in cultism. It's quite very disheartening, and it's something that is not going to work well in future, because if primary school students, secondary school students, tertiary students are now so much involved in cultism, and there is no peace within the community and things like that. It's not something that is going to really help us in this country. Parents need to be on their guide and make sure that they tutelage their children very well and make sure they instill the fear of God into them. Good morning, have a pleasant day.
Thank you very much.
In fact, on that issue of courtism, I think the police we have come up with a program now.
Okay.
They call it a police campaign against courtism.
Okay.
We launched the program here at Kuto
Cultural
Center.
Yeah.
And we are intending to take the campaign to each senatorial district. And there is a book that has been written for that purpose, and graciously the state government has agreed to help us to sponsor the publishing of about thousands of copies of that book.
Okay.
This book will be shared to all our secondary schools so that they will know the consequences of being a cultist. They will know what it takes, because the very day anybody join a cult group, that is the day you sign your death sentence.
Some of them didn't even know.
Some didn't know
what they were going into.
Yes. So this book has highlighted all the problem that associated with being a cult member. We have those plans. And by the grace of God, we are liaising with the Ministry of Education, the State Ministry of Education, and we will start that campaign at the beginning of this coming year.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Oyemi. Somebody is still asking a question here. Well, I think it's still part of what we're talking about. Good morning. This is Otunuga Samson. Good morning. Please, sir, help us ask PPR about police officials that take money from commercial buses at the interchange Shagamu every night.
So what about where we are asking about the police officer that is taking money from commercial buses? The giver and the taker, they are all liable. If I'm driving a vehicle, I go to a police point, they ask me for money, I refuse. Mr. Samson Akindele drove his own vehicle there. We are two there now. They ask for money. The two of us insisted that we are not going to give money. Mr. Murphy came. By the time we are about 10, we will create a scene, and the policeman said we have no any other.
But perhaps some of these policemen too, the corrupt ones too, they are taking advantage of the fact that a lot of people are traveling and the patience is not there for them to wait and engage these policemen, and they just want to go, and the police knew that they will soon be hurrying up, they want to drop something and leave.
Let me tell you, to correct a system, we need to make sacrifice.
Okay.
We should not all say because I'm in a hurry. That is why some bad eggs among the police will now be taking advantage of that, and they will continue the extortion. Then why are we complaining? We should all join hand with the officers of the force to put a stop to
the good ones.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on quickly to the COVID-19 restrictions in Ogun State. Government have said no crossover night, even though Christian Association of Nigeria are saying that, look, please let us have these services. It's a tradition. People must be in church. The other one, no street carnivals. Of course, the usual one that we've been getting even before COVID. People throwing fireworks that will call banger everywhere. Your take on this? How do you intend to enforce, especially the no street carnival regulation, and of course the watch night service or crossover services?
Yes, before the government came up with the restriction of crossover services,
yes,
we have issued a statement as concerning the carnival.
Okay.
That there shouldn't be any form of a street carnival where people will now be blocking road, extorting people, and making life unbearable for people. So, and we made it on that release that if at all there's any need for you to organize a carnival, you have to go and take permission from the DPO of that area, where they will have your name, your address, and anything. That if anything happen in that carnival, you will be held responsible. But after the statement, the government came up with that release, and that makes our job easier. So anybody who knows that you want to celebrate the new year at home should desist from organizing any form of carnival. And when government say we should not we should not perform any the tradition of crossover services, I don't think we should have any issue with that, because it is for our own good. It's just for the purpose of safeguarding us from the spread of this COVID-19. And if God spare our life, we still have many years to celebrate on this planet.
After all, we celebrated Easter at home.
Ileya at home. What is the big deal? If Saudi Arabia can restrict people that nobody should come
to the big mosque,
nobody should come for Hajj, then I don't think we should be more Catholic than the Pope. So we should try as much as possible to restrict ourselves pending the time when these problems.
So what might be the consequence of this? Are you going to be shutting down worship centers, or you'll be arresting?
We are law enforcement agents. Anybody who violate the directive of the government, we have to enforce it, and we are going to do that within the ambit of the law.
Well, let me try to squeeze in one or two calls. Hello, good morning. Hello. Well, I think the callers they've been listening to you with rapt attention, and everybody is taking note. Now you heard it from the man who should say it. That look, they won't say because you are a pastor organizing a service crossover night, or maybe you're an imam. Normal thing that Muslims do, I think they just tajud or something.
I even heard that there are some people who they call themselves, they said the MSS, they organize a campground along Lagos and Expressway. I've sent words to them that this for their own good, they should just disperse and leave the place.
I hope they are listening. Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello. Your name and where you are calling from. You are our last caller on this show for today.
Okay, this is Mr. Ahmed. I called in earlier. What I just want to ask PPRO is that we've seen scenarios whereby you're trying to at least either try to let the policeman understand why you shouldn't give him anything. And the next thing you see is the accidental discharge. How can we handle such situations?
Okay.
Because while we were growing up, at Somole, one of our younger sisters going to the school in the morning was accidentally discharged as a result of discussion between the driver.
Hello, Mr. Ahmed. Your point is clearly noted. Let's allow the PPRO to react to this as we move on.
In the first instance, there is nothing like accidental discharge. Anybody who fires somebody did it intentionally. Because every gun that a policeman carry has what we call safety catch. If you don't cock, you cannot fire.
You cannot fire.
So it is not, that one is not accidental discharge, and anybody who misused is firearms. There is laid down procedure for it. There are occasions when you can use your firearm. That is according to the first order 237. That is when your life is in danger and there is no any other means for you to save your life, or another person's life is in danger. There is no any other means for you to secure the life of that person, or somebody, a felon who committed a felonious offense, is escaping from custody. Those are the instances when firearm can be used.
Not when you ask for money and somebody is not.
Then you now fire. No, there's nothing like that.
Well, we have to go on this show for today. I would have loved that the PPRO will also lead us into the new year, but he has promised that first or second week 2021. Even the commissioner of police is also waiting, to also honor us with his presence here, so that we can look into the new year and see what the strategy, will be in keeping peace and security in Ogun State, making it intact. Thank you very much, Mr. Abimbola Oyeyemi, for being on this show for this week. The very last edition for the year. And of course, for the listeners and those that have called us, we appreciate you for being part of this program, the very last one in the year. Many thanks to my studio manager Nkadere Bigbe and other persons that have assisted me, all the other studio managers in the course of the year. You have all been wonderful. My name is Samson Akindele, and until you hear me next year, by the grace of God, please, my people, stay out of trouble.
From the rock city of Nigeria. Rock city of Nigeria. This is Fresh 107.9.
There is my helper, Alanu mi da Olúwa. Àkórí àdúrà lóru mẹ́ta tó gbẹ̀yìn ọdún 2020.
Alanu mi da Olúwa. Ẹni tí ọ̀run máa rán láti jí sí ayọ̀ fún mi. Ó yá, ní ọdún 2020 ṣe ń parí lọ. Alanu ìwọ náà gbọ́dọ̀ wá ẹ̀kọ́ sí ẹ lóore gbàǹkọ́gbì. Àjọ máa gbàdúrà yẹn ni o. The God of testimony prophetic